win against Protoss.
That means he definitely should take this one, right?
100%.
Yeah, he's already got the 100% win ratio, so
yeah.
makes
2-9 against in general, and 2-2 this season.
Yeah,
he's had a bit of playtime this season actually.
That's the thing about DeParture. He's finally getting that experience. I feel like he's slowly overcoming that mental block, and as he becomes better and better here, he's gonna start taking wins. I mean, even for 2015, he's 50%. That's not bad against all the amazing players you have to play against.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Zoun, to be honest, kind of looks like a scared puppy. He did decently well in the qualifiers, but of course that's a different kind of place. You know, you're not on TV or on stream, maybe. He did, unfortunately, get on stream against Hero and got wrecked twice, but...
That's right, yeah. But that is Hero as well, so I mean, what can you do?
Of course.
But man, these players are young. Look at this guy. We got a lot of young players in Prime and MVP, which is definitely why we see a bit more of a mental sort of problem in the booth.
Maybe it'll be the age of MVP and Prime in like 5 years. Who knows? We'll see when these guys get experience. Here's DeParture versus Zoun. Let's go into game number 2. Up here in the top left in the teal for MVP, it is DeParture.
Down here in the bottom right for Prime, it is Zoun.
I thought we agreed to call him a Zoun, Moonblade. I thought we did that.
Did we?
I think we did. It's okay, you can call him Zoun. I'm just kidding.
You're going to call him Zoun, I'll call him Zoun?
We can do that.
No,
it'd be a little bit confusing, but...
All right, we'll call him Zoun for you.
Zoun?
Zoun it is.
All right. Just because,
as long as everyone on stream knows, as long as everyone on stream knows we're calling it Zoun because Valdez wants it to be called Zoun.
There's some like really big fan of Zoun, the pronunciation Zoun, that's really angry in the Twitch chat right now. I can see it.
Yep, it's gonna happen.
Early drone scout here from DeParture.
Yeah,
playing it safe.
Some aggressive hatcherying, perhaps.
Perhaps.
Not a bad idea.
That would actually be a great thing to do against Zoun. It's like, hey, I know you're nervous. I'm starting to feel a little bit more comfortable in the booth. I'm just going to proxy hatch you. Let's see if we can deal with my cheese.
Well, look exactly where this pylon is. It's going to be a gateway at the top of the ramp before anything else. Boom. But this probe's going to come down, maybe see the drone, maybe not. We're going to pass silently in the night. Now, how will DeParture react to this? Is he going to simply hatch before pool? Looks like it will be that. All right, so... Scout's what he needs to scout. Double hatch before pull. Easy peasy.
Lemon squeezy. Sneaky beaky.
That's basically...
Do it, DeParture.
Basically exactly what he's doing, man. In that order.
Yep.
Okay. Let's see if it actually is going to be a second hatch before we go to that pool. It's kind of the next question we have here. He is denying as much as he can.
He did drone a bunch after the back of that. Now he's going for gas, so looks like it's going to be full.
Interesting. 17 gas, 16 pool. All right, so he's going to get Zergling speed very quickly. Be able to apply pressure on the map, take map control, look for pylons and proxies and whatnot. Not a bad idea either against someone who's gone Gateway Nexus. It's, Gateway Nexus can apply a fair amount of pressure if we see Zealots come out early. Maybe he wants to chrono boost out a couple of Zealots. I know that used to be MC style more than anything else.
Yeah.
Just to chrono out 2 Zealots and maybe a Stalker. And just start right-clicking down that third hatchery and really applying the pressure early on.
You know who did that as well was Parting recently against Hydra in the finals. He was just brutal with that, man.
Yeah, he's ruthless, man. One of the most aggressive Protosses. And that's exactly it. You got to be careful against that kind of style.
What he did was he went behind the minerals into the little gap, and he would just hold position. And whenever they... just like ignore the Zealot, he would poke out and like kill a drone and go back.
It's so annoying.
It was so annoying.
And there's not much you can do about it until you get like a Queen and Lings out, because you got like a surface area for one hit from a drone on both sides. It's just not going to happen.
But we don't see that here from Zoun.
Indeedly not.
Indeedly. Nexus coming down.
Okay, so just droning from DeParture. Not going to be applying any pressure from Lings 4 now. Link speed a third done.
The interesting thing about today, actually, the second match, MVP versus Prime, is that we get to see so many new players and like so many different styles. We get to learn a lot more about these players that we just don't get to see very often, which is like, I want to learn more about Zoun. What is, or Zoun. Now I'm doing it. I want to know how he plays his PvZ, but we just don't get to see him often enough. Well, maybe he's got like a 6 PvZ. Who knows?
We always see these guys up against like the best as well. It's like going to be like DeParture against Innovation or something. It's like, well, this couldn't be more of a bigger mismatch, essentially. This is like pretty ruthless. These two players are very, very separate in terms of where they are at their game. But now we get these two players that are, you know, a lot closer together. So we get to see kind of how these players are a bit more fleshed out in their builds, what their ideas are behind their builds, and see how they play with maybe a little bit less pressure than going up against a celebrity like Hero or Innovation.
First Overlord coming in. He's going to see robotics and an extra gate. Already scouted the front. Saw the other gate.
No forge yet. I wonder if there's going to be a sentry drop. Does have the gas for it as well.
Nice call, Moonglade.
Thanks, man.
You're on top of this, Moonglade. Oh my God.
I try.
Whoa.
I try, man.
Coming back for another pass with another Overlord.
He's going to see it. Going to see it. Drops forge now. So it's going to be like I think it's going to be Warp Prism drop with sentries into, you know, delayed third base with +1. Just, you know, delaying it a bit further. Doesn't actually get to see the Warp Prism come out. But a pretty safe bet, especially with that forge being so late.
Here it goes.
Interesting. We aren't seeing actually anything in this Warp Prism. So maybe he's just going to be applying pressure on the map with a threat of a drop. And instead, going to be simply going for a third base.
Could be. Could also warp it in and outside on the low ground and then put him up. Let's see where he's going exactly.
And a lot of links come out just in time.
Yeah, well, this is going to be totally shut down. Not going to do much at all. Hydraless Den on the way here for DeParture, in fact. But on the other side of things, Zoun immediately going for Colossi. He's going to be happy with that scout.
Yeah, definitely a scout that he wanted. Kind of just getting a scout off with this Warp Prism.
You know what the funny thing about Warp Prism is that observers, they have detection, right? But they're 100 gas. Or not 100 gas, it's like 75 gas. And they're really, really slow.
Sure.
Warp Prisms, you know, it's only minerals. You can go fly around the base. They're pretty sturdy nowadays. I think they got buffed. And, you know, you can get a decent scout and just pretty much see everything.
That is true. Yeah, they did. And they always just this threat, this very scary real threat that, you know, they could fly in at any point, warp in 4 zealots or even more and kill a hatchery. You know, they can kill a hatchery, they can kill a ton of drones. If you're out in the map and they drop a sentry at your ramp, you've lost your main base. Yeah. Simple as that.
You don't even need to commit units. It's just like that threat of the Warp Prism, like you're saying. Yeah. They are forced to keep a lot of their units back just to deal with a possible drop. That's a really good point, Moonglade. Warp Prism coming back.
It's a very crippling sort of you know, scary thing. Like, this could come in at any point and just wreck me. But we are seeing DeParture simply go across the map, and he's like, you know what? I'm going to do the damage now. I'm going to go for the kill. Thing is, though, Zoun knows exactly what's going on.
Yeah. The recent trend in PvZ is that force fields are really, really good. And people are just, you know, watching people like Parting, like Hero, and they're just saying, okay, I can do this too. Make a bunch of sentries, hold this ramp for hours, for days, man.
Yeah, it's kind of funny how it just went back into popularity. I think mostly thanks to Parting. He's just like, you know what? Like, mass entry, Blink Stalker, not a problem.
I like this from DeParture. He's taking a different angle.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's going to know exactly, Zoun's going to know exactly what's going on. He's going to run to a Colossus. That is like mostly Lings. They could also give away that DeParture is going to be planning for a tech switch because that is a heavy commitment into Lings and not much into Hydra. So it's like, well, you've really opened yourself to another tech switch if you want it. And we do have 800 gas banked up, but not much supply free for him to go for that heavy muta switch.
Ooh. Did he actually get the scout on the Spire? Because he's immediately dropping down double Stargate.
I think maybe he's just assuming it. Let me have a quick look. Yep, he scored. He scored. So 10 meters on the way. Stargate's not going to be out in time for it, but we can see kind of DeParture go into Corruptors from here. He will have a nice kind of lead in terms of air army for at least a little while.
For sure. DeParture being very aggressive with its expansions right now. He knows he's got Zoun back at his base, you know, just force fielding off, being very defensive, trying to build up an army, trying to just react kind of to what DeParture's doing. You know, he says, oh, you've got a Spire, let me make 2 Stargates, but that takes a while to get up. So DeParture's like, oh, I can keep this guy in his base forever. And while he's in his base, let me just take 2 extra bases. And it's going to be 5 base to 3. And I don't see Zoun taking another base for a long time here. Ace Snipes coming in. You got 5 drones. Here's that drop. You're talking about a lot of Zealots here.
Yeah,
well, on hold position.
I mean, it's +1 Zealots as well, so Ling's not going to do the trick in that kind of choke point. It's going to create a lot of damage. And yeah, 7 drones plus that many Lings. Forcing everything back with this giant stream of Lings just run across the map.
Oh, man. He's got no units here. It's just that one Queen trying to defend, and now he's bringing back all of his Lings and all of his mutas. Not a position you want to be in for DeParture, losing a lot of mining time and 10 drones.
Oh,
ouch.
Man. Yeah, this is ridiculous damage. His muta's got to really shut it down. And we're going to have to see him go into Corruptors. There we go. First Corruptor out already. Oh, on the way, sorry. That's a pretty healthy number of Phoenix on the map. Cannot be caught out in a bad position, or we could lose a giant chunk of these mutas. Maybe relying on these Hydras to kind of help buffer for them.
+1 air for Zoun.
Yeah. Do we see a fleet beacon yet? I
don't think so.
No. Oh yeah, fleet beacon on the way. Yeah. No, fleet beacon done. Sorry. And we are seeing a nice engagement here. Not getting rid of that Colossus though, and all being Lings, unupgraded Lings against +1 Zealots. They all died.
Yep.
All died.
Every single one of them.
All right, this is looking a lot better for DeParture now.
Yeah.
Still, it's going to get pretty messy once the Anian Pulse Crystals is upgraded and those Phoenix have a lot bigger range. It's still going to be a bit difficult.
Yeah. The thing about this is that DeParture's got total control of the map. He's got total control of the economy game, but the army comp out of his own is just really scary. He's building up a gigantic ball of just like Phoenix Colossi with a bunch of, you know, decently upgraded ground units, gateway units coming out. Just one forge. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't commit too hard to a fight and, you know, gets a pretty healthy corrupted ball, you can kind of just zone out the Phoenix and do like some serious damage to any base. I think we'll eventually see that. He's just going to pick his fights pretty smart. And any Impulse Crystals has finished, so the Phoenix are kind of scary at this point. Man, that is a lot of Phoenix. We're talking 13 right now. This Corruptor's got to get the good shots in. And now
Corruptor's doing a huge job of zoning right now.
Yeah, exactly. This is the trick. You got to get rid of all the probes in this base. You could even get the Nexus if there was no ground units.
It's pretty huge. Looks like Zoun has kind of had enough. He's moving out on the map, but at the same time, a huge counterattack coming in towards the natural, or possibly towards the third base. Bunch of Lings. And only one cannon.
Mutas not being microed, actually. A lot of going down to these Phoenix. And maybe just a little too many. Now that there's a warping of Stalkers, Muta's going to have to turn around.
Yeah, he's got no defense back at the 5th base in the middle.
Oh, man. These things are actually getting pretty messy. Zoun looking damn good, already taking out the 5th base. Posturing for another one. There's not really enough air to really threaten this army either.
Yeah, he's making 8 more mutas, a bunch of Lings, and 11 spine crawlers. He may just go for a base trade. I think it's possible.
I don't think.
I don't know if he'll win it though. That's the problem.
Well, too many mutas have gone down at this point. There's just not enough mutas. We have 19 mutas, but a lot of them are split up. And if they run into the Phoenix, he's going to lose them all. And what is his plan from here? Looks like he's turning around. He's like realized maybe he just simply cannot deal with that. Phoenix, find the mutas.
Oh, look at that position.
Oh my god. That is the worst thing that could ever happen at this point.
That's disgusting. Oh, almost got to another one. It doesn't matter. There's too many Phoenix.
Yep. I mean, that's 14 Phoenix, plus that heavy ground army, a lot of sentries. Guardian Shield going to help out. Let's see if these Corruptors can do something. It's going to be a hard fight. Meteor's going to have to deal with the ground first. And he's got to make sure the Corruptors are covering them as well.
Oh, big Stalker Warp, and that's exactly what he needed right now to deal with these mutas. He's just circling around with his Phoenixes, doing a very nice job there. I think he's got this. All these mutas are going to go down. It's going to remain only Corruptors, and Zoun, he gets the win for Prime. Whoa, man.
That's his first win. Looking very happy with that. Great work. You know, he played that very solidly. Very straight-up game. First win of Pro League.
Scared puppy becomes happy puppy. Taking that win. Gotta feel good watching a guy like that win. Being very happy.
Look at that passion right there, man. He's so happy.
Passion's real.
And now it's going to come down to Youngwa versus Keen on Overgrowth as our third map. Which team will take the lead? Should be Youngwa if statistics and general success means anything.
All of that's kind of been thrown out the window today, though.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah,
anything
a lot
can
of
happen.
upsets. DeParture talking with his Zerg buddies. Seems kind of frustrated. It's a hard loss to take.
Yeah.
I feel like he was ahead, but Zoun kind of crafted this almost perfect composition of how to deal with what DeParture was throwing at him. And then all the engagements that he took were very well done. He just controlled all of them, and DeParture made some mistakes. He got behind, and Zoun actually was able to close it out.
Yeah, looking at that match, I definitely think DeParture had a lead, but he really had to go for like a smarter counterattack, smarter sort of base trade. He's got his spine calls too late. Maybe they should have